So, do you think this formula of adapting a franchise and making it your own, is this something that the streaming world should really take into consideration? Is this because of this success story?
I think it's being done. We ourselves have done Tanav, which is Fauda.
Yeah.
We did Your Honor, which came on Sony Live, which is an Israeli show. And then later it went on in America to become Your Honor. So they've done it there with Bryan Cranston. So I think adapting is a common enough thing in the world.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing new in it. I think Vishal Bhardwaj has made a whole range of Shakespeare stories, right? It's an adaptation. Martin Scorsese won his only Academy Award for Departed, which is the adaptation of a Hong Kong movie called Infernal Affairs. तो वो तो करते हैं, and it's a good thing to do. I think there are some stories which, when told in a particular language or in a particular context, have that kind of core that should be then told again. You know, in different places, in different worlds, in different milieus, in different cultures. And I think that's why we do adaptations. Unscripted world mein anyway things are adapted. So we've adapted Millionaire to KBC. Idol happens, Big Brother became Big Boss. So all of that happens. I think in the scripted world also there have been enough times of movies have been made. Purane Devane mein we used to rip it off. Now we get the legitimate right into it. But I think it's a thing to be done. So I think it's a good thing to be done. Because there are, you know, the only way that you can keep stories and the morals of those stories alive is by retelling them. Right? You can't tell a story, a human being a story once and then expect generations to remember it. That's why Ramayana, Mahabharata banate rehte hain, historicals banate rehte hain. And each time you make it, there's a new interpretation. There's a new maker, a new creator, new actors, different way of saying roles, different way of telling stories. So I think it's a good thing to do. It's not a formula, it's just a good thing to do.
So, along with criminal justice, you had also adapted The Office in India, which ran for 2 seasons. Do you think that you couldn't really sustain it because the Office, the original show, has such great recall value? Even today, a lot of people just watch it whenever they're having lunch. Because was that the reason?
No, I don't think so. Actually, I think we did a really good job. Office has been made, I mean, the British made it. Then the British made 18 episodes, the Americans made 187 episodes. So I love the Americans for that. You know, they really take things. I think we made a really good 2 seasons. It went to Hotstar itself. But I don't know, at that time, maybe the market was smaller. As in, aaj ki tarikh mein, you know, if you have 300 million customers on Jio Hotstar, I think The Office will do really well, you know. So, I mean, the team keeps calling me and saying, when are we going to do it? Because even the version we made was really liked. And again, it goes to show that what was supposed to be a show set in Scranton, Pennsylvania, which is outside New York, we put in Faridabad. And it still works. If you take a sleepy office with a crazy boss and nobody working, I think it's a universal sort of emotion, you know. So I don't know. I mean, I feel bad that we didn't do more of it. We also wanted to do 11 seasons.
Yeah, the tone was just so right even in our
actually a lot of the things worked really well. Gopal Dutt and all were like outrageous.
Even Mukul Chadda.
Mukul Chadda, I mean, that group, the 3 who were supposed to be center were spot on. But I think Gopal's character and his coming over really took off, you know, with his own little quirks and Chacha Deepak and you know, all of that.
You had also adapted Luther into Rudra, which had Ajay Devgan in the lead, and I don't think any actor or star of his stature had done a show like that before or even after. Do you think it's got to do with the economics of it?
I think so, because I think Rudra was really, when it came out, it was a blowout hit. I mean, it was like really successful. It was, I think, the most watched show on Hotstar and on Indian streaming till Criminal Justice 4 has come along. But of course, now you're talking about Jio Hotstar. So you're talking about a much bigger base. So obviously, CJ4 is performing on a very, very big platform. But Rudra was really big for its time. But I think, the economics of it, as in it was also a little earlier days for streaming. And maybe the cost and the return, you know, I mean, there are moving parts to this.
Also, it was pre-pandemic.
It was post-pandemic, but made during that time. So it was also during a time when there was also peak interest in things. Ajay did a fantastic job. He's a terrific actor, and the whole thing was made again, very authentically again, thoda on the edge.
Yeah.
The original Luther also was supposed to be a character on the edge. So we got that edge right.
Yeah.
So Ajay had anyway seen the original show, so he loved it. So he wanted to do it. But yeah, I think, there's also this matter of, ROI and things like that.
So you've adapted a lot from Israeli shows as well, Tanav being one of them. Right now there's this whole discussion about Amir adapting Sitare Zameen Par from a Spanish film, Champions. And his argument is that, see, not a lot of Indians will watch a Spanish film, so I'm making it for India. So do you think it benefits you when you make it from when you adapt from an Israeli show as opposed to an English show? Because
no, I think it's the same. Now streaming is everywhere, and I think audiences are quite happily consuming content in other languages as well.
Yeah.
When you adapt something, you're not adapting it just because no one here may have seen it. You're adapting it, one, because obviously a smaller audience has seen it. So there is still a larger audience available to see it. The second thing is you're adapting it because it's a story that must be retold. And you believe that. You say that, listen, I have to tell this story again, I have to tell it in my way. So obviously the story has been told, but I must tell it again. And I believe there's an opportunity to do that. So that's why you do it. And we've done that. We've done it with obscure shows.
Yeah.
So we've done adaptations of, we've done a show called Mithya. It did really well on Z5. It's an Australian show called Cheat. But no one has seen it. I mean, forget English speaking on. Nobody has seen it.
Yeah.
But everyone saw it and liked it. So again, it was the base of the story that was worthy of retelling.
Right.
And it resonates with audiences everywhere. So.